All right. Welcome to Self-AWRE. We're going to have a little conversation here. Let's welcome our guests. We have Jordan Martinez. We have Tyler Ellis. And we have Aaron Watson. Played over at NHSI at the USA Baseball Complex, which featured top high school teams in the country. We were fortunate enough to capture that event on the cameras and dive into the data, the video analytics. Really, really impressed with the quality of baseball. At that event, these guys are going on to play some pretty big time, is it Power 2 now? How many conferences are there?
Well, where's Aaron going? ACC?
Yeah, he's going to
Power 1.
Yeah, Power 1, sorry. SEC
SEC.
King again. But yeah, so Jordan is headed to LSU. Tyler's headed to University of Florida.
You love the Gators.
Yeah,
I
and
love the
then
Gators.
Aaron, do you throw like a V up? How does that work?
You can throw down a V and an A.
Okay.
A sword.
Go Whoos!
A sword.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. And Aaron's headed to the University of Virginia. So first of all, guys, congratulations on obviously an incredibly successful high school career to this point. I know you guys aren't done with your season yet, so I'm sure you have more aspirations for that. But first, congrats and best of luck the rest of the way, whether it's high school, college, whatever. And we're really, really excited to chat with you guys.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
So I think the first thing we're going to start with is a softball question. We'll start, Tyler, if you want to start favorite baseball movie.
I'm gonna have to go Sandlot, man.
Oh, yes.
Or Transformers.
That
We
makes
should have
me-
them hold up the paper.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that Okay.
That makes me feel not as old.
Yeah, that was
That was
a very good answer.
unbelievable answer.
Yeah,
Start
good
us
answer.
off.
This is a tough thing to follow.
Yeah, Aaron Jordan
don't
Martinez.
mess
Good
this
luck,
up.
brother.
Yeah.
Tough one to follow up, but I have to go with Sandlot. It's like
Nice.
the best
Okay.
one.
I mean,
Okay.
it's
I
a
like to go
two-for-
Family Feud style where you
Yeah.
can't repeat somebody. But
That would, yes.
okay, all right. So and Aaron, what do you got?
I'll switch it up. I'm actually a big for the love of the game fan.
Oh, very good.
Such good
Very
answers.
good.
Such good answers.
Very good.
If you guys said Rookie of the Year,
I
we
thought
would
he
have
was going
immediately
to
ended the
first.
call.
Aaron,
Immediately ended the call.
Aaron, forget everything I said about making fun of the ACC baseball because
Hey,
there was
hey, that's
actually
all right.
there was actually a tweet the other day. It said top 10 baseball movies, and For the Love of the Game was not on there, and I lost my damn mind.
That guy's list was terrible.
I was awful. It was awful. But
yeah,
For Love of the Game is one of the best movies.
He had Hardball up there, which is fire, but it's not number one.
No.
Hardball.
Hardball's
No,
great.
it's a great movie, but
It's not number one.
It's not even close
It's
to
like
me.
9. Yeah.
I don't know if it's top.
It's
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Top 10.
All right, but
Sandlot's
yeah, so
definitely-
good answers. I think that was really our quality control question because if any of you said a bad answer, we would have just muted you for the rest of the call.
Anyone says Rookie of the Year, I'm out.
Yeah, you're done. Yeah.
The other one's got to be Major League. That would be my second.
Major
That's a
League's
good
a
one,
great one
too.
too.
That's a
I
great
like
one,
these
too.
kids.
Yeah.
I like
It's
Moneyball.
unbelievable.
Oh, you like Moneyball? Okay. What about
Major League 2 would probably be my favorite one though.
Wow.
That's second.
Okay.
Over
Major
the
League
first
2
one.
is-
Yeah, it's really
Major
good.
League
that
2
was
is
filmed
actually
down in
very
Florida,
good.
right? Wasn't that Winter Haven?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that was one of those old.
Tyler,
school,
you ever read the
spring
book?
training.
I haven't.
The book is the book gives some depth to the movie.
Yeah,
The book
yeah,
is actually
very,
really
very
good.
different.
I have to check it out.
Yeah.
Do you read, Tyler?
The Bible.
That's
What
fine.
an answer.
We-
Who's
no,
coaching
there's
him?
no going back
Someone's
on that.
standing behind him. Like, hold
Say
the Bible.
Bible.
Yeah. Say Old Testament.
No, we actually have a student athlete book club that we run. That's why I was asking.
Okay,
so
cool.
people, people.
I'm not much of a reader, but
Yeah, most people aren't until they get into reading. Well, again, our contention is most kids are not because of how school forces you to read, right?
Well-
They force you to read stuff that you don't want to read. But then when you can actually read stuff you want to read, you're like, oh shit, reading's actually cool.
a lot different for sure.
Yeah.
That's almost all of us. We said this last time too, Tyler. Like most of us only got into reading when we were like 24.
24
Well,
years
that's
old.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I'd love to touch base with you guys on is the recruiting process. You guys are obviously going to some pretty big schools. I'd imagine when you're getting attention from an ACC, SEC school, you're getting attention from a lot of other schools as well, right? It's not just simply that school. So, number one, how did you? Let's start there. How did you block that noise out? How do you not get caught up in that hype where I feel like a lot of it right now is guys are so excited to just post about that, like, well, this coach called me, or I'm committed here, and it becomes this social piece. How do you not get caught up in that and make sure that the focus is on, winning every baseball game and improving your game and just keep getting better so you can help your team win? How do you kind of block that out?
Yeah, I would say for me, honestly, is just kind of sticking to our coaches preaches the process and kind of looking at things bigger than, like recruiting stuff. Like, obviously it's cool to have schools recruit you and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you're just trying to become a better baseball player and kind of just be able to compete with the best guys. So I would say just being able to compete and kind of focusing on the process would be the two biggest things for me.
Good
Yeah.
Lord. Was that like the best answer you've ever heard? That was unbelievable. Your coach is your coach is unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was a great answer. Process over results, byproducts, stuff like that. It's great.
Yeah, I would follow up. Our coach also says, he tells us before every game, just be where your feet are and kind of just like focus on what's ahead. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Focus on the present. And I think it's also very easy because, like, for us, we've all played together since we were 13, 14. And even when we were younger, we played against each other. So we've always had that camaraderie and just playing together and just playing for each other. So we were never really, like, always focused on the college. We knew it would come, but we always focused on just staying team-oriented and not self-oriented. And but yeah, that's just my answer for that.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, it's refreshing to hear a bit.
Yeah, it's,
Especially in
yeah.
today's environment and community with baseball. I mean, how many times do you guys see? I know that you guys definitely see it because we see it just following social media. How many times kids just bounce from team to team? They don't play with the same kids. They're basically just playing because they think they're not getting enough playing time for one team, so then they pay a certain amount of money to play for the other team. And then before you know it, by the time that kid's 15, he's played on 7 to 10 teams.
And yeah, I mean, it's refreshing to hear for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to break, my arm by patting you guys on the back here, but I'm actually shocked at these two first answers because most people, don't think this way, right? Everyone is chasing something.
Yeah.
So, whether it was your parents, whether it was your coaches, you guys are blessed to have that, type of mindset for sure.
Yeah, it's, even from coaching, we used to have a lot of guys come to us at 15, 16 years old and say, I don't care if we win any games at summer ball or, in these tournaments. It was, I just want to get recruited. And it was like, no, you get recruited when you win the games.
No,
if you're a dog and you
yeah.
figure out how to beat people every single time, then you're going to get recruited.
But yeah, you stack on what Tyler said, right? Where I'm going to try to be the best baseball player that I can possibly be. And that's the focus. And then the results come from that focus. And those results are winning games. Those results are getting recruited. Those results. And most people, everyone I've talked to, we ran a facility with, hundreds of kids, and hundreds of kids got recruited. Hundreds of kids didn't. It just seems like most people do not have that mindset. And I'm talking about adults, let alone 17, 18-year-old kids having that mindset. So
Mostly adults.
Yeah.
But mostly adults, right? So for you guys to have that mindset now going into college is insanely impressive. And if you keep that mindset, especially in a sport like baseball, it's pivoting around failure. That mindset will actually take you, far and beyond the sport, which is awesome.
Aaron, what about you? I know you're going to be a little bit different just because you're a pitcher, I guess. So, you're
Yeah.
not even just these guys are more reactive in terms of, on the offensive side of the baseball. So what do you think?
Well, it's kind of basically what they said. It's kind of a we over me mindset and just playing for the team first. And you said we're not chasing anything, but at the beginning of the year, we've all chased a state championship. So that's what we're worried about. And one thing is, since our high school team is so, if you look at our roster, we have a lot of D1 guys. It's not a school where you have one or two guys who's like cocky or brash or flexing about it. Like, everyone on our roster is going to compete at a high level school one day. So there's no big egos in the locker room. Like, everyone, we're there to sharpen each other. It's like iron sharpens iron every day.
Yeah. It's very cool that you guys have each other to kind of push each other too, right? Where, most of the high schools are going to have one, top tier talent guy that's going to at least, maybe a mid-major Division I, and then everybody else is kind of going to be below that. But so it's definitely, I hope you guys understand how rare and unique the situation you're in is, to be surrounded by that kind of, caliber. And if you all have that mindset, I mean, that's frightening, but in a great way.
a really big thing that we kind of like switched the focus on is a lot of teams obviously are chasing like player oriented stats, like who can hit the most homers, who can do the coolest thing on the field. And we kind of changed that focus to how many games can we win, and how many games like can we just compete our butts off. And then at the end of the day, we switched our focus from what players do to winning a state championship, like Aaron said. So that's the biggest thing.
Which is
And, like,
unique in the TikTokization of individuality in the world right now.
Yeah, do you guys see that pattern that we do? I mean, we're like old, washed up, like, well, back in my day. So do you guys see that from the guys you're playing against? Do you feel like when we were in high school, like I would have died. I mean, I got shelled in the state championship. I mean, there's a couple balls that are still going. I would have killed to win that game. So do you guys think that has changed, where players are moving towards that player first mindset? Do you think that's like a big,
like, basically, are you guys unicorns?
Are you the exception to the rule?
Yeah. And also some of the things that we've seen too, I feel like, I don't know if it's because I am a TikTok guy. Like I feel like I'm caught up with, the young generation a bit, but like, is it just because
I play with the Astros?
No, there we go. Are those just things that we see because it's, I guess, popular? I don't know. Like, does it happen a lot with you guys, or is it just things that go viral, I guess you could say?
I would definitely say like we are definitely like in tune with all like the TikTok and all that kind of stuff. But I would definitely say we just kind of let that type of stuff happen naturally. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. I would say we don't try and like go out there and try and do those type of things. They just happen naturally.
Yeah.
So
like mic yourselves up while you're running to second base or something like that. Yeah.
We've we had a couple guys come out and put some mics on a couple of our players and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but I would say we didn't treat it any differently.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I would love to jump into share the screen. We're gonna jump into some AB stuff.
Yeah.
Just from NHSI USA Baseball. Looks like we got. Oh, okay, Aaron, you're first, but I know you can't see the screen.
Yeah.
First thing I wanted to talk to you about is
this is the Aaron sock guy. This is the guy we saw.
What do you mean?
With the socks.
Yeah. We were Aaron, we were also commending. Oh, that's the other thing. You guys actually dress like baseball players. You're not wearing like neon green like belts and stuff, which was awesome.
No.
But Aaron, the one thing I went back and watched, a couple of the games that you have, on our camera system, and I was really impressed. Your demeanor and body language. Is that something that you feel is natural? Have you had to work at that? Has that been something that's been a focus of a coaching staff or something like that? Can you take us through that?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've always kind of been like that. I think that's been one of my strong attributes. Like, honestly, since I was a kid, I never got too upset at things, because in between the white lines, you have to always think that you're the best player. So, like, the moment you show any type of bad body language, it's like blood in the water for sharks. So, I mean, I've always kind of been very you can't really tell what's going on the mound. Like, I don't think people can tell if I'm doing bad or if I'm having a career high strikeout game. I feel like I'm always the same. And that's probably the best thing, because no one can get under my skin. Like, I don't let dugouts get to me. I don't let fans get to me. None of that gets to me. And the success, I feel like the success on field kind of shows that. Like, there's been games where teams are very rowdy and calls haven't gone our way, but like, I feel like I stay very consistent with my delivery and my emotions, and that stuff just it plays throughout the game. And I think that's just been a thing I've done very well since I was a kid.
Aaron, it's a great answer. You liked for love of the game, right? So he cleared the mechanism, right?
The mechanism.
Obviously, I wasn't a pitcher at all. I think you all are psychos. But but what is there any like clear the mechanism type thing that centers you? Like I know you said nothing affects me, nothing gets to me, whatever. But obviously, over your career so far, there's been I just gave up a double. Something bad happened. How do you center yourself?
Yeah. So last year in our Final Four game, I mean, whatever happened. We lost, and I honestly blame myself for that completely. So that was the biggest learning moment for me. Is I hate failing, but at the end of the day, failing is learning. So on the inside of my hat, like on the brim, I've written like a bunch of mental keys, bunch of mental cues, just to take my hat off and breathe for a minute. So the biggest thing I have on here is BRE, and it means breathe, reflect, and execute. So I just that's my clear the mechanism moment. Whenever something goes wrong, I mean, I get in a 3-ball count, I give up a hard base hit. I mean, I kind of just take my hat off, breathe, reflect on the pitch, and then I execute and pound a strike zone.
Yeah,
I'm just very impressed. I don't know.
Yeah, I love the idea of going back to that constant, because I felt like I used to try to do that on the mound a little bit. I mean, I think the fact that you're doing it at your age is beyond impressive, but just having that constant where I watch a lot of young guys where as soon as one thing goes wrong or they fall behind somebody or they give up a double in the gap, it's immediately like, okay, the cortisol starts shooting. You can see they start the wheels are spinning up top instead of like, hey man, just one pitch at a time. Like but having, like that, like clear the mechanism is just like, it's such a good learning piece. Like that BRE thing you said, is just, it doesn't even have to make sense to anyone else but you, right? As long as you have that constant to just go back to, that is never going to change. That's my constant every single time, whether I'm throwing a perfect game or I'm getting absolutely smoked. I can go back to that every single time to center myself. I
think, and some of the coolest things that you'll see, especially in the major leagues, Aaron, which is basically what you just said, is when a guy like Trout or Lindor, whenever they hit a home run, you'll see like they're more of old school guys who if it's a biggest hit in the ninth, if it's a leadoff base hit, they're sprint out of the box is literally the same every single time, right? Like you'll see Lindor. I know Steve and I actually talked about this last year. We were texting about it last year. I think it was when Lindor hit that grand slam against the Phillies, and you would have guessed that he hit like a single to lead off the game, right? He ran out of the box, jogged, and I'm not saying like bat flips aren't cool and all stuff. I'm not being like an old head like that, but like literally what you just talked about, you can't tell the difference between his heart rate is probably the same when he hit that home run compared to like when he saw an 0-1 fastball. You know what I mean? It's just it is crazy that those guys, to what you're talking about, they're able to control those highs and lows.
I mean, obviously I'm not a pitcher, but same question to the hitters, right? So obviously it's a completely different side of the baseball. So how do you guys center yourselves when you guys are 0 for 4 or 0 for 2 or 0 for 3, struggling, can't find your swing, right? How do you guys have anything that you kind of latch onto to kind of center yourselves?
Yeah, so I also on the brim of my hat, I write. I'm very big in my faith, especially as recently this season I've grown a lot in my faith, and I write Bible verse, Psalms 59:16. It's for I will sing of your strength in the morning, and for I will sing of your love, for you are my fortress, my refuge in times of trouble. So it's kind of like knowing that baseball is obviously I want to go to the big leagues, but it's not my end goal, and just knowing that God will always have my back. Knows that this baseball thing is just a game that we play, and just even if you're 0 for 4, 4 for 4, like you said with Lindor, you just want to have fun with it. And I try to keep my mindset in the present at all times, and just stick with my approach, stick with the preparation that I've used, and just take that to every at bat, and just go out there and have fun. Like it's a 1-on-1 versus me and the pitcher. I'm going to tell myself that I'm better than this guy no matter what. And that's not me trying to be cocky. That's just my mentality. And that's how I go about my way. And just know that God always has my back.
I think that mentality, Jordan, is what every high level successful person, whether baseball or not, has, right? You kind of have to have that ego that you are the best, because literally you have to believe that before you actually do become the best. So I don't think you're unique in that, and I don't think that's a flaw. I think that's unbelievable, and I think you're holding on to something bigger is super important. And again, just that's a great thing for a hitter.
Can we jump to Jordan's piece of the playlist?
Oh no! All right, Aaron, see you.
Oh, Aaron? Do you want to go through this? I know you can't see the screen.
It's just him throwing absolute hammers.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
There's one I really want to talk.
So we got runner on second. Well, let's find out if you're let's find out what kind of pitcher you are, and this isn't good or bad, but I was the kind of pitcher.
All right.
Well, I wasn't very good, but I was the kind of person that I could remember every pitch I threw. Yeah. Like if I start spewing like innings and like runners on, are you going to be able to go through a sequence with me?
Yeah, if you tell me the situation, yeah, I
Okay.
think I'm most likely tell you.
All right, you're playing. It is runner on second base. It's
Okay,
one
Poly-
out in the fourth inning.
Playing
Stony
Pop-
Brook. You're playing
Sto-
Stony Brook.
Yep,
Runner on
yeah.
second, one out.
Let's see
The
the
hitter
number.
is Anthony
Let's see
DeCesare.
there's runner.
There's a fan
first.
eating a hot
Yeah.
dog in the background,
Oh, why is he-
and a guy with
That's the
a
best part.
yeah. Yes.
So the first
That's the only
pitch,
key I need.
yeah, it's you throw first pitch slider, first strike.
Yep.
We're good.
Back door.
Yes. Yeah. It's on the outside corner.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
So why are we going first pitch? Why are we going first pitch? First of all, hammer. Why are we throwing that there? Is it you got a runner in scoring position? Is that like your quote unquote out pitch? Or are you just trying to get ahead and you think he's looking fastball? Was that just kind of dictated by the sequence that, was up at the game at that point?
Kind of a little bit of everything, honestly. So actually yesterday, my coach was talking about it. If he were an opposing coach trying to plan on how to hit against me, his best thing would be to ambush. So that's the thing I didn't want to happen. I didn't want this kid hitting a first pitch fastball. So I started him off with an outer half breaking ball because I was able to set up a bunch of different pitches later in the at bat. And not only this at bat, but I'm pretty sure I remember I struck this kid out later in the game as well. And it was just because of that first pitch slider. Because the rest of the game, he's looking for that pitch, and I don't think I gave it to him again unless it was at the end of this at bat.
Yeah, you struck him out on it. No,
Yeah.
maybe
No,
not on
it's
this
not
one. You struck him
fastball.
out at a different time. I think on a check swing on a ball in the dirt or something.
By the way, this kid that you're facing, Aaron, he's really good. This kid, isn't he? This is
Yeah,
the kid
yeah,
who's going
yeah,
to
he's-
UW.
yeah,
catcher
yeah,
going to
yeah.
UW.
Going to Delaware,
yeah.
all right, so let's go to the second pitch.
So we start him off with a
Slider, strike
slider
one.
out. Yep.
Buckle up for safety.
Thinking he's sitting fastball.
Click it or ticket. Knee
Yeah.
buckle.
Knee buckle,
All right, and then we get an 0-1 sinker that just runs up
Yep.
and in.
Yeah.
So and we're just going velo change there. What are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm trying to get his eyes off the upper half of the plate because I want him to think that I'm going to miss the ball. I want him to think he has a chance with the ball up, although I'm just going to pound the zone down. So that was a ball, right? Like that was out
Yes.
of eyes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that ran up
Yeah.
and in on him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really just wanted to change its sights. Also going from, say, the slider was 85 and that sinker up and then it's probably 92, 93. I really just wanted to get his eyes off the bottom of the zone. That way I can attack it later because honestly, I want to say I went back to a sinker the next pitch.
You did?
Yes.
If I'm thinking correctly, I think I did.
Yeah, he
Yes.
just missed. You want to click that next pitch?
Yeah. So, yeah, I really just wanted to get his eyes off the bottom of the zone. That way I could pound it again. Because if someone's
Ooh,
throwing,
I mean,
90
just
That's a
he
great
said
pitch.
just
Great
missed. I mean,
pitch.
it
That's
was
a
like
great
inch
pitch.
low.
Yeah, especially
In high
and that
school,
pitch
too.
is that pitch is coming back too.
93 on the
Yeah.
black.
Hey, can go back to the beginning of that pitch, please, Dylan.
What's the one? The up
No-
and in fastball?
No,
well,
this
no,
is
we
a
just
sinker.
the 1-1 pitch that you missed slowing away for a ball. But I also noticed, your look pattern here is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You want to take us through that? Is that like is the shortstop giving you like a hey man pitch, or is that on you?
I mean, I think so. At that time, so this game is 5-0 at this time, and that's a really good lineup. So it's a really good lineup. So a runner on second, and there was one out, right?
Yep.
So at that time, like I'm really just trying to not let the runner score. I don't want them to advance. I don't want to give them a free 90 feet. So one thing that I think I do very well is hold runners really good. So I was just kind of trying to switch up the look because the guy on second base was that. I want to say it was Serrano on second base, I think. I don't know if you can see who it was, but I think it was Serrano on second base, and his scouting report was very fast. So I really wanted
I
to
don't
hold
know,
him.
but his lead looks very aggressive, like he's trying to pick up a base on you.
Yeah. So my main goal was just trying to switch him up because I didn't want them to get a vault on me, or I didn't want them to try and get a steal break, something like that. So I was just trying to
Gotcha.
switch that up. And also taking a little longer between the pitches kind of throws the batter off.
Big time. Oh, yeah.
So that was my ultimate goal, was just trying to kind of switch up the timing of the at bat and switch up the timing of the pace of play.
Gotcha. Okay. And then let's go to that 2-1, Dylan. So 2-1 here. You went back to the slider, missed
Yep.
for a ball. Is that something? I mean, that's a great take too. Great check swing. Is that something you do a lot? You're throwing 2-1 breaking balls.
Honestly, that game, I was kind of just feeling it. I had a really good feel for it. I probably threw a breaking ball 35% of the time that game.
Yep.
So I had a really good feel for it. And like you said, it was a good take. Like that, I mean,
That's a
we
great
had that
pitch.
scouting report on him. He's a very aggressive hitter. So
Yeah.
he likes to swing. He's got a lot of power behind the bat. So kind of trying to miss down with him. I didn't really want to leave anything over the middle of the plate. So if I was going to miss a breaking ball, I really wanted to miss out or down.
Yeah. And the other, I think something you said right there is really important too for pitchers is you said you were just feeling it that game. Like that's part of just being a winner. Like if you're a guy that like you're feeling a certain pitch that day or you have command of something or so much confidence, you having the ability to improvise like that is so important because you're going to get to games at the next level where you're like, these dudes are all over my fastball. Or they have a scouting report where they're like, hey, as a team, 1 through 9, we're swinging first pitch fastball. So then you're like, all right, well, I got to find another way to beat these guys. And, so I thought that's really important that it's not necessarily like, well, in 2-1 counts, I throw fastballs.
Well,
it's just that,
takes us to the next pitch.
Yeah.
This is my favorite pitch so far.
So it's let's just go back to the situation here. So it's 3-1, runner on second, nobody on first.
Yeah.
So he's got an empty base. He's got an open base.
Yes.
To work with. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is their best hitter, correct?
This is a
He's
power
one
guy.
of the best. It's either for the leadoff.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Got it.
I mean, this pitch right here is just. This is why this is my favorite pitch.
Yeah.
Aaron.
So that's not. As a hitter, that's not a pitcher. 3-1, base open. You probably know an all-speed's coming
Tip
if you're
your
a good
cap.
enough hitter. But
Tip
that's a
your
tip.
cap.
That is
Yeah,
absolutely
that
And
is
tip
a
your cap,
that's
yeah.
on the black, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's
and that
disgusting.
pitch is gross. Like Aaron, I think and Rob, you can probably agree with me here, but like especially because Rob and I, when we played in college, the biggest thing was if you were able to throw that type of pitch behind the count 1-0 or even 0-0 per se.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get that take. I want to say this is just a guess. I'm just making up a number, but like 75% of the time.
Yeah.
Where you just get guys who will just look at that pitch.
And now this, the dude in the box is like, what do I do now?
And not
right?
only,
Yeah, like
and
I've
Steve,
seen
and
a
as
little
hitter,
bit of everything.
Steve, I think what this is really going to set you up for here is the next pitch.
This is what I'm. Yeah.
You're not going to have a chance because you have no idea as a hitter what's coming next.
Well, generally, and the hitters in the group can tell me what they think. But generally, my rule of thumb, again, it's rule of thumb.
Yeah.
But if you see it 3-1 for a strike,
Correct.
generally you're going to see it probably 3-2.
Exactly.
So-
Unless you do what he does.
So now
And then
the
he
ultimate
just crossed you off.
This is the
the
problem.
game of chess.
He said,
So
hold
the
my beer.
so the ultimate chess game, right?
Yep,
So you're
yep.
like, all right, he just threw a 3-1. There's a base open. I'm a pretty good hitter. I'm thinking it's 3-2. But if I'm sitting slider, I'm not catching up to what is it,
Belong on the
93.
fastball.
And then I'm like, all right, Aaron, I didn't know you before this conversation, so I would have to be like, oh, is this kid is he dummy? Or now that I know Aaron is a chess player, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I can step out the box. Now I'm swimming.
I'm
But now I'm literally just all right. I got it. Now I have to sit fastball and adjust.
I'm calling time and trying to fix my contact for like 45 seconds. I'm trying to take power back. I'm serious. I'm trying to take some type of power back.
Like seeing this stuff. I'm just hoping he throws a ball.
Yeah. Jordan, Tyler, what do you got here? Like if you're the hitter in this situation. Let's say you guys run into Aaron next year in a super regional, and this is the exact sequence you get.
If that happens, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
If he goes 3-1 breaker and I take it, I'm gonna step out of the box and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, me personally, I'm thinking he's going to it again, but my swing is gonna be short enough to where hopefully, if he throws a heater, I can just barely foul it off and get to the next pitch. That would be what I would be thinking.
Yeah, I think
Jordan, what do you got?
I would just I'm at my worst when I start getting.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm fastball and adjust no matter what.
Jordan, I'm glad you said that because that's another thing that I think good hitters get into sometimes is overthinking, right? Where you're like, oh, well, he threw this, so therefore it's like, dude, sometimes you just gotta be like, dude, I am literally sitting fastball and being a good enough hitter to adjust.
Being athletic as possible.
So, that's also a very good mindset.
You go to that pitch, Dylan, because this
let's go
pitch
to
right
that
here.
3-2.
Because I think Steve and as good as Aaron is here, I think even if this guy is sitting fastball,
That's so
No.
yeah, you're just not hitting it. So.
Yeah.
That had some run on it.
Yeah, that's one of those things too. Like we say it all the time. Like sometimes, like that's just life. Like good pitching wins sometimes,
But
right?
Well, that's what's amazing about this. This kid.
And especially off, hold on real quick. Sorry,
Yeah,
Steve.
you're good.
But that pitch coming off, like Aaron, you were saying you're trying to get his eyes away from the bottom of the zone. You just threw a slider that's breaking in the complete opposite direction at a 10-mile-an-hour difference.
And the difference in
and
that
now
pitch
you're
is
throwing
like 30
inches.
inches.
And he's check swung. So, and like you said, he's aggressive. So he just saw spin away. So like he's already going to be hunting that pitch away. And now you start running that thing in.
And I said this last week. I mean, this kid, he didn't do anything wrong, this batter.
The hitter?
Like, this is one of those.
Decided to play baseball on the wrong day.
This is literally one of those, you tip your hat, you go back to the dugout, and you're like, that guy just beat me with those pitches that day. Whatever.
And it was a great at bat. Really good at bat.
But again, I said this last week, guys, and you guys are in the recruiting world, but I see this a lot where, okay, this kid, I know he's recruited. You guys are all recruited, but like we do got to touch on recruiting a little bit. This kid just struck out, and you go back to the dugout and you're like, well, I struck out. I look like an idiot. I came away super impressed with the hitter, not just, Aaron, obviously, we're pumping your tires a little bit, but the hitter and his approach and the check swing and his manner and his discipline. I liked everything about that at bat. So even though he struck out, I'm like, that I can tell that dude can play.
He can swing it. Yeah.
And
I think
struck out in 3 pitches.
Yeah. But I think kids today don't understand that, right? They're just like, oh, well, I struck out. So like if he had a swinging bunt on the very first pitch for a base hit and he's 1 for 1, people are like, oh yeah, look at that 1 for 1. It's like, dude, I'm more impressed by
that
the
goes to
strikeout.
the process, right?
Exactly
Where you look at every pitch and he's like, I did everything right.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's jump down to one of, sorry, Aaron, were you saying something?
No, you're all good.
Okay. We're going to jump down to who's
Aaron,
next?
how
Tyler.
tall are you, Aaron?
I'd like to say 6'6", but I'm really probably like 6'5.5". But with cleats on.
6'6" in the program.
Can you dunk a basketball? Because after that post we threw up there with that 4-inch vertical, I don't know if you can.
No, I can. I'm a different man.
I'm going to need video proof of that.
I know about that, Aaron.
I'm a different animal on the court.
He goes up a different animal on the court.
He's got to pump his shoes a little bit first. All right, cool. This looks like this is a first pitch swing. All right, Tyler, you can see the screen, right? You're good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right, Tyler, you know where we're at in terms of you remember this AB and all that?
Yeah. I believe this was a breaker.
Okay, let's see it.
I believe.
Yes.
Yep.
Was that 0-0?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, and Steve was saying it before. Like as a hitter, you start overthinking, or like Jordan, you were saying like I don't, I'm just like fastball and let's go. Nice play. Tip your cap there.
Yeah.
But Tyler, like obviously you're committed to Florida, right? So I know you guys have a lineup apparently of dudes. Do you feel like you have to go into ABs being like, I'm going to get a first pitch curveball every time, or I'm not going to get anything to hit? Like, does that, for you and Jordan, does that change your guys' approach?
I would say for me, honestly, like you obviously know like certain guys that aren't like as talented as some of the guys we face in this tournament, maybe, like for sure, they're just going to throw you a bunch of junk. But this tournament, especially, I was kind of like with Jordan, I was just hitting straight heater. Like this swing my eyes just lit up when he threw a breaker. Like it wasn't like I was going in there sitting on it. Like I just reacted to it.
Yeah. So you were basically like, all right, fastball and adjust, and I happen to be on time, and I can absolutely pummel this baseball, so I'm going to swing at it.
Yeah.
It's interesting too with strikes and balls as well. I see this a lot with hitters. They'll be like, well, it was a ball. I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter if it's a strike or ball. Is it a pitch that you can absolutely do damage with, right? Like,
well, and also, CB, I think from learning from you so much when it comes to hitting, how many times do you see, specifically high school kids, see that breaker and think, that's a breaking ball, I'm not going to swing?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, even though
you're on time and you can actually do damage.
You're ready
But and I also know as a pitcher, Tyler, like you just obviously squared that baseball up.
Yeah.
Or it looked like it at least. You got that well, right?
I definitely squared that up. I thought that was gonna be a knock for sure.
Yeah. A little bit of top spin, right? But like, definitely hit really hard. But I know as a pitcher, if I'm like, that wasn't that bad of a pitch. Like it wasn't a great pitch, but it wasn't a terrible pitch.
Like I said, I think that most of the time those kids are taking that pitch.
But if I throw that pitch, sorry, go for it.
That set me up for my next at bat where I got a hit and I can run.
I was just about to say that because I am like, if you hit a ball like that and I throw a first pitch curveball, and you square it up like that, I'm like, well, I have to throw you a fastball the next AB first pitch. I have to.
It's the same thing with the pitch after a home run. Like, so if I'm a hitter and a dude in front of me hits a bomb or double or crushes a baseball, right, on an off-speed pitch, let's just say it's off-speed, dude throws a curveball, dude hits a home run, and I'm the next batter up, I'm literally just selling out on a fastball, right? Like, if this dude has the balls if this dude has
the testicles,
if this dude, has the wherewithal to back up, a pitch that he just, gave a bomb on, again, tip your hat. Yeah. But
I also like. Tyler, you beat us to the punch there when you were saying to set up your next AB. And I think that also is more evidence that your process is so good because there's so many young guys that still would be complaining about the diving play being made or a call the umpire made in the second inning. Yeah. Where if you're so locked in, you're already like, okay, what's coming on my next AB? Like you're already focused on that next.
You guys, obviously, you guys have already talked about your team and whatnot. Do you guys, and y'all are different, right? Obviously, but I've been around a lot of bad high school baseball, and I look at the bench almost every time I go to watch a game. And most of the time, bad baseball especially, the bench is kind of paying attention, not really paying attention. And if they're in the game, they're not actually like watching the game. Do you guys talk about the game in the dugout? And if so, like hitters, what are you guys talking about? Do you guys go to Aaron and be like, yo, Aaron, what are you seeing from a pitcher perspective type deal?
No, definitely. So we definitely almost every single guy that hits, he'll like communicate with the hitters, and then we also have a bunch of guys that are watching. How many looks does he do on second? What's his hold at first? I would say everybody's involved in the game and definitely helps in all facets.
And as a hitter, I think Jordan said before, it's a one-on-one. It is. Baseball is a one-on-one sport. It's pitcher versus hitter. But as a hitter, I always used to go up and say, actually, it's not. I have 9, 20, 10. How many guys are literally focused on the game and giving me information? It's actually 10-on-1 or 9-on-1 or 20-on-1, whatever it is. That always helped me, actually. I was like, I feel pretty good now. It's not just one-on-one. This dude's going to carve me.
You want to? All right, ready? So first pitch.
Yeah, so this at bat, after that pitch, I was just thinking, okay, obviously he's going to try and attack me with heaters inside because I already barreled up his breaker. And then on 1-0, I take a hack on a heater where I am definitely like a hair late. Like if you click on this, I'm a hair late, but it's just enough. This swing is just enough to get him off of the heater. And so I remember him shaking when I got the hit.
Ooh, good swing.
But just a hair under.
Yeah.
And so I think the 1-1 pitch, I'm almost 100% sure he shakes to a changeup, and I just hit it right up the middle. I'm pretty sure.
We need 99% of high school baseball players to listen to these dudes talk.
Yeah.
Tyler, was this kid throwing hard? Obviously, we don't have the velo in this.
Yeah, he was like he was 90-93.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
change
Yeah.
pace.
Is that a changeup? That's a
That was
changeup.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah, it was an
changeup, but
absolute
it got charted as a fastball. But go back. Can you slow mo that? I mean, you could see his hand. I think his entire hand's on the baseball.
Yeah.
If he's throwing
see
92 with
the
that many
grip.
fingers on the baseball, then he's gonna be throwing 140 soon.
You could see his grip.
Yeah.
Because I remember him shaking to a changeup,
That's amazing.
and I just saw it up early, and I just shot it right up the
Yeah.
middle.
Can you go back, Dylan? This has nothing to do with
I wanna see the
Tyler or
swing.
Jordan. Oh, sorry. Go. Show the swing.
Let's see this crush ball.
It's smoked.
Great swing.
Spoiler alert, it's smoked.
Smoked.
Go back to the kid taking the sign. I think there's a runner on first, so he's probably going to look over. I think he also cursed the pitcher.
Yeah, definitely did. I remember.
So he'll be getting a fine from the league on that one.
Dropped a full letter on that.
He'll be hearing from the commissioner's office. All right, this is the other thing. Aaron, you throw a changeup?
I thought splitter.
Okay, and obviously that pitch is super deep in your hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious what your thoughts are. You can't see the video, but Dylan, can you slow-mo play this? I've always been very much, you can play it now, but I've always been very much like, this kid starts spinning the baseball.
Yeah.
How do you throw a changeup after spinning a baseball like that? Because if you're trying to get that as deep as you can, like now he's going to have to dig.
I know nothing about baseball.
So like he's already preset into the glove, and now look at him pushing his hand in. So now every forearm muscle is now pushed into that baseball. If you're watching from the third base box, you're like, this is a changeup.
Yeah. So Aaron,
Right.
when you're throwing your splitter, you preset the split grip?
No, I don't. It's actually something I'm going to work on this off.
Yeah, I wasn't like saying you
No,
can't
I
do
was
it that way.
wondering. I'm just
That's why
wondering.
I was asking, Aaron. How do you is that something? So you don't preset? Like I always preset the pitch I threw a split change. I always preset that as deep as I could. Now, once again, I'm some random washed up dude, so it doesn't matter what I preset. Maybe if I didn't preset, I'd still be playing.
I was gonna say.
But I always did that just so I didn't have to push into my glove because I didn't want anyone seeing like my forearm flexing or anyone seeing that action. So I was just, what's your take on that?
I mean, that's actually something that I have told myself I need to work on. And I've had practices wherever I'm bored and have nothing to do. I'll literally just sit there and I'll try and manipulate the ball into my hand in my splitter grip without it being noticeable.
Sure.
So like that's one thing I've been trying to do because I know, especially at the higher levels, hitters are going to see that. Like if your hand twitches, they know something else is coming. So that's something I've been trying to work on. So I think this off season and this summer, I'm going to try to start presetting it.
When we used to play, Georgia Tech every year at Georgia Tech,
Mhm.
and their third base coach had a stopwatch, not for the catcher, but he would time how long you went in your glove to when you started,
Really?
moving. Yeah, and like they had, I'm not exaggerating, they had every pitch on our staff by the second inning a pitcher was in the game. It was insane how good they were at that. And then as a staff, after that weekend, we all got together and was like, we need to figure out how to not do that. And that's when we started like.
I
just
think we
kinda
lost
overall.
that weekend 30-1.
Yeah, we got absolutely smoked.
out of the 3 games combined.
Yeah, but it's tough when they know. I mean, they know every pitch coming. It's tough.
Yeah,
And I
that's
give
why-
them a lot of
that's why-
credit for
yeah,
it. They're
no,
not
that's-
cheating. They're
no,
doing
that's
it right.
why you guys got lit.
Yeah.
That's why
that's
Rutgers
why you
lost
got
to
lit.
Georgia
Yeah.
Tech.
And I had a sore
right.
throat. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's go to the 0-0 pitch for Tyler here, and then we'll jump to you, Jordan.
Yeah, so this was my first at bat against Huntington Beach.
Look at
It's
those.
actually pretty
units.
funny. I was pitching this game, and before this at bat, I didn't take a single swing. So
Hell yeah.
You
Yeah.
pitched this game?
yeah, I did. I pitched
Okay.
6 innings.
Tyler, you throw righty?
I throw lefty.
You throw lefty? Lefty.
Excellent.
So yeah, I think I get to a 3-0, and I get a take sign, and then
And you said
just-
absolutely
So
not.
change. so you
Just went
got
through it.
curveball, and then that's
yeah,
that's a
curveball.
changeup.
1-0 changeup.
That's
Yeah,
that's
Interesting.
crazy.
Good
that's
pitch.
something else.
And then 2-0 fastball.
Yeah,
And I
think
mean,
this is-
2-0. Are your eyes lit up like
That's
I'm gonna
down.
like
yeah,
I?
that was. I honestly don't know how I took that pitch. Looking at it now, to be honest.
Well,
I
umpire
mean-
called the ball. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's down. Yeah, it's down.
Probably a strike,
I mean,
to
as a
be honest.
pitcher, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah, I want that
I'm saying
hitch.
as a hitter, that's down.
Yeah, but you can't miss by 7 feet
Yeah,
and
you
then
can't.
get a corner.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
just
Yeah,
how
that's
that
the
works.
problem.
Umpire saw it and he's like,
Yeah.
whoa, that hit the
All
zone.
right, let's go to 3-0. So you have a take sign 3-0 here?
I just have to take sign
Okay.
most likely, or I just.
So- Well, yeah,
I
Tyler.
definitely have to take sign. Looking at where that was at.
So when you have automatic take, Tyler, Jordan, you guys literally like, all right, I know I have a take, but I'm processing the timing and all that stuff?
Yeah, for me, I definitely try and make sure my body's getting to the right spot. Even though I know I have the take sign, like if you watch, I get started early. It looks the same as my swing probably. Like
Sure.
I'm still.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mindset for every swing looks yes, and then slam on the brakes at the end. Yeah.
The take sign. I'm just focused on my time for that.
And then I think this was on the outer half, and I just smoked it the other
Yeah,
way.
this is left center, right? Yeah.
You guys are playing the fighting Ricky Fowlers here, huh?
They don't know who Ricky Fowler is.
Yeah.
From the
Well,
oranges.
so on that pitch, like, are you looking to drive the baseball the other way there? You think it's outer half, or are you just reacting and being athletic?
When I'm at my best, I'm driving everything through the center of the field in oppo, and I just saw this pitch outside, and honestly, I just sent my body towards it, and that's what ended up happening. The biggest thing for me is just making sure my eyes are committed to the ball, and whenever my eyes are committed to the ball, I'm driving the ball everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are the guys I like when you get dudes that are just lacing missiles in the other gap.
Well, yeah,
it's like, how do you can't like,
especially
it's so hard to pitch.
with Tyler here, Robbie. I think that we've seen him hit 3 different types of pitches.
Yeah.
So as a pitcher, I think that was like the worst thing for me was seeing a guy who not only hit my fastball where I thought I had him, I was like, oh, he's not gonna hit a changeup,
Yeah.
and his barrel stayed through the zone the
Yeah,
entire
and they're
time.
just
You felt like there was nothing that you can get by the
Yeah.
kid. But yeah.
Yeah, it's very tough to pitch like
It
that
is,
too.
it
When
is.
you feel like you have no weapons.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
like
yeah.
you brought
And I
a
only
knife
had
to
2
a
of them,
gunfight,
buddy.
basically.
I only had 2 of them.
Yeah, and one of them was your good looks. All
It was.
right, let's jump over to Jordan. All right, so Jordan, lefty, any different approach here?
Not necessarily. Kind of the same thing. Just stick with fastball and adjust, especially from a lefty, because you're gonna see that breaker more easier than a righty. I feel like coming from if you see it out of the hand, you know it's coming back towards you instead of a righty starts at you and then it comes this way. So it's a little easier for me to see a lefty breaking ball, in my opinion. But another big thing for me is actually Danny Murphy told me this. So it's kind of wherever you're set up in the lineup. Like recently, I've been hitting second. Just kind of visualize before you even go out there, even before I'm on deck. Visualize every situation that you could be in when you come up, and visualize what you're gonna do during those situations and what you're going to do just in the situations basically. And like we said, our team together, we just find a way and we teach each other just to get the job done no matter what. But those are my approaches for.
Yeah, where you hit in the lineup is so important in terms of approach and thoughts and processes and how people are going to attack you. I mean, obviously you guys are in high school and your lineup is probably completely loaded, right? So either 7-hitter, 2-hitter, it's still a dude, right?
Well, I mean, especially like in the beginning of a game, like Aaron, what do you think from a pitching side? Like, Jordan's saying he's hitting second. I know when I was in the first inning, I was like, still feeling the game out a little bit. I'm just trying to fill the zone up early.
Yeah. I feel like
I'm not getting cued. I'm like, hey man, let's kind of size each other up here. It's like those boxers dancing around each other. Like, Aaron, do you feel like in the beginning of the lineup, are you attacking them differently in the first inning, just trying to get your feet wet, or are you just like full go? I'm mixing pitches from pitch one.
Well, I can't tell you too much, but usually in a high school lineup. Usually in a high school lineup, the top 4 guys are their best hitter. I mean, it's a little different in our situation because 1 through 9, I mean, you got guys who rake. But so 1 through 4, I mean, I'll throw anything in any count. I'm sure you saw it in the Stony Brook game. But, I mean, we're on the same field. We're playing for the same reasons. We both want to win. And it kind of just comes down to whoever wants it more. And I think the first inning just sets a huge tone. Because there was a game that we played, and I hit the first batter on the first pitch, and then I struck the next 3 out in 10 pitches, and it kind of just set a big tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, like I'm gonna hurt you, and then I'm gonna beat you.
There really is nothing more intimidating, to be honest, when you're a pitcher starting off, just throwing 100% fastballs and getting everyone out. Yeah.
So
right there,
hack.
I pull my head off a little bit.
That was a tough pitch.
We don't fault our guys for swinging too hard, though.
Yeah, buddy. I don't think you have to, speak to why you missed that pitch. That's an unbelievable. That's a swing as a pitcher where I'm like, nah, I'm out. Like, I don't like this. I remember there's dudes that their swings and misses made me more uncomfortable than dudes that would like have base hits against me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that guy, I'm all that guy, whatever. Yeah. But then there's dudes that miss, and I was like, okay, I can't ever throw that pitch again, or I'm either going to get killed with a line drive, or it's going to go 600
That's
feet.
interesting. Yeah, when I played, I mean, if a dude threw a fastball by me and I took a hack, and I always thought like, oh, he thinks he won, right? Like he feels super confident right now because he feels like a badass that he blew one by me. And I always thought that eventually it'll probably come back.
I remember when facing George Springer, and I threw my first pitch changeup, and he swung. He was hunting fastball, I guess. So he swung through it, and
George Springer,
he like almost fell down. He fell down swinging at it. And I was like, I'm never throwing that again. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm so sorry. Like, it's tough as a pitcher because when it's like, just because they missed it doesn't mean he swung and missed, but that's a really comfortable, confident swing. Yeah. All right, let's go 0-1 here, where apparently the umpire is not boys with you.
Wait a minute.
Didn't give it to him.
Randy Arozarena.
He gave that?
Yeah. He didn't give it to him.
All right, let's go 1-1.
He put it.
Did he call time?
The umpire,
did they not
go back?
They
the
didn't call
umpire
that pitch a
literally.
ball?
No, watch. The umpire calls time.
Okay, but they called it a ball. Interesting. Okay.
Well,
Time.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
As a
pitcher, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm the hitter, don't worry.
Umpire threw his hands up.
I would call time for every pitch.
Could like,
it's a time.
He threw his hands up in the middle while I'm throwing.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh, we had a double.
All right,
and
then here comes the breaking ball. So right there, like you said before, you're just being athletic there.
So that's interesting. I want to see the catcher real quick. Let's see what he does.
Let me get a side angle of that.
Was that pitch?
Can you keep going? No, I want to see the catcher.
Oh, that's the other
just
side.
Play real quick.
Jordan, was that pitch down, or did the catcher just like drop to his knees?
I think he just dropped to his knees. Because where I hit it was
Watch
probably
the catcher.
right at my knees.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if he thinks like, why are we throwing slider? Like this is the first inning.
Yes.
So it's like, all right, well, I threw, like I said before, this is how I thought as a hitter. I don't know how pitchers think, but like I always thought in the early game, if someone threw a fastball by me and I swung, I thought, oh shit, like, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought, sorry, Trinity. I keep cursing. I always thought that, oh, he's gonna try to get it by me again at some point in time.
If I see that 0-0 swing from Jordan, I I'm going to try to go back to fastball
Yeah.
late in the AB, maybe
Sure,
up, but
sure.
nowhere where he can do
Got it.
damage. But then he hits that pitch and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm in for a day now.
Yeah.
This thing all turned off.
Yeah, we have pretty good scouting reports with our coaches and stuff, so we knew pretty well going in the game. But
So yeah, like you're facing dudes from all over the country. So you guys have info on these dudes?
Yeah, our coach does a really good job. Like, he will just either go on the team's Game Changer and watch their videos, or he will just he'll just look up their name on Twitter, and he'll just get a bunch of videos out for us and kind of tell them the pitcher's tendencies and stuff like that, and what we can expect as a team.
Gotcha. Okay, doing his homework.
Can you get the side angle of this double?
No, they don't have it on that one.
It's so interesting to
Go
see.
to-
go
go to-
behind. No, the behind. You still
oh.
got the hitter hand. You still
Yeah,
got a hitter
So
angle.
interesting to see, guys, how well their program is run compared to what we've
Oof.
seen in,
Yeah, yeah.
So-
and here in New Jersey.
I missed it, Jordan. Were you like just on time for a fastball, and then you're like, I'm hammering this because I'm on time?
yeah, because
Yeah.
I like this was pretty big slider, so you could see it kind of
Yeah.
out of the hand.
Yeah, that's a
Really
freaking
nice swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can hit a little bit.
Let's go to the
Not bad. Not
let's
bad
go to the
play.
next AB where you're
That Jordan guy.
fighting Ricky
That Jordan
Fowler's
guy.
again.
Playing Oregon State. Oh, good take
Good
out of
take.
you.
That's a legit take right there.
Wow.
The other thing too about that take.
But look
Yeah,
at that
yeah.
pitch
Yeah.
too.
Spit on it too.
The
Spit on it.
the one thing
24's
I
pissed.
love about that take, and I'm sure you guys see this a lot, but like you both, Tyler and Jordan, you both look, like I said, the whole time you're every single before the pitch is thrown is I'm going to crush this and then I'm going to slam on the brakes late. Is that something you guys do as a lineup? Is it like everyone like we're yes and we're no take, or?
I wouldn't say everybody, but most of us are definitely like that. We like to, I wouldn't say like totally ambush, but like I said, it's just fastball and adjust to it. If you see that break or that you see it up out of the hand, you're going to adjust to it pretty easily. But this kid, I told the team after this and the coaches, this kid right here came in to close because I think it was last inning, 2 outs, first and second,
Yep.
maybe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And this kid had one of the best breakers that I've seen in a while out of my live at bats.
Yeah,
And,
that was a great pitch, great take.
Does he throw a fastball in the set bat,
yeah,
Dylan?
yeah, 2-0.
Let's see his fastball.
Well, go to the 1-0 pitch. Let's go through the AB.
Oh, okay.
Bro, the 2-0 swing is a healthy swing.
Well, he
I
short arms. I don't know anything about pitching.
Where? By the way,
is that
hold on.
down?
Where did that miss?
Is that down?
Yeah.
Blue, is
Sir,
that down today?
Sir, where is that?
I'm gonna need some help later on in the
No,
game.
what do you mean? That's down.
No,
I mean,
I think the catcher. I think the
absolutely
catcher
blew that
absolutely
one.
bungles
That's
us. Go back.
down.
No, go to the side angle here.
You go to the side angle.
Yeah, I don't know. That's down.
That's
gotta be-
down.
Catcher's 7
I
feet
need to
behind
see
him,
the
too.
side angle.
He's got to
That's
move
down.
up.
Pause it when it crosses the plate. I'm gonna fist fight everyone here.
This is down.
You got pitcher versus hitter
I
battle
think the
here.
catcher drags this down. If he goes thumb underneath the baseball,
Dude, it's
down.
a
Okay,
shame.
all right,
It's
okay.
down.
Oh,
It's down.
hey,
It's
I was
down.
wrong. Credit to me.
It's hit the catcher.
Credit to me for
Credit
admitting
to
I
you.
was wrong.
Credit to you.
Wow.
Good job,
I'm a
Robbie.
great person.
Good job, Robbie.
It's down.
It's
Okay,
down
down.
today. It's
I
down
can't
today.
believe you didn't think it was
Blue,
down.
actually, I'm sorry for arguing.
Yeah,
Yes.
sir.
No,
I'm
but
so sorry.
Can you go back to the pitcher real quick? I just want to again because I know nothing about pitching,
Sure.
so maybe you pitchers can help me. But watch how he throws a slider. It seems like again, it's probably this is probably Bartle.
He just got no scap load.
He short
There's no
arms.
scap load.
I'm saying short arm because I don't know.
Yeah.
But he kind of just like, but it does seem like dudes that do this do have a very good off speed.
Yeah, most of the time, guys that have that kind of short arm action usually always have like a downer.
Yeah.
breaker that's good.
Yes.
And
Or they're
Rips-
terrible.
hard.
Or
they're
they're-
throwing 48
or
miles an
just-
hour and they
or
don't
yeah,
play anymore.
They're
Yeah.
my 5-year-old kid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This kid rips it though. Like he's
Yeah, he
throwing
does.
How hard did he throw?
Yeah, that thing's a hammer.
That's
78.
78 slider.
No, his fastball.
Oh, let's find out.
Oh, he
Yeah,
throws
90.
hard.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he's like,
Oh,
He's got to be a big
jeez.
dude. He's got to be a big dude.
that you see that exhale from Jordan there on that 2-0 after he's
Let's see it again. Hello.
all over it
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's the kind of swing. Like I'm not like, oh, I got one by him. I'm like, like this isn't cool. Oh,
Oof.
that's a great hack. Those are great cleats too.
I mean, I don't want to get into mechanics talks, but Jordan, any like just like overarching mechanic thoughts you have in terms of mechanics? Are you like,
Mechanics are really just focused on in the cage, like with
Yeah.
my dad.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't mean in a game. Like I
No.
obviously you're not thinking, but like just in general, like, general. We're not going to start doing some hitting mechanic breakdown here on your swing, but what are you thinking about in terms of macro, like big pieces? What do you think about when you're taking swings and whatnot?
So it's actually kind of funny. Me and my dad were talking about this video. We're Yankees fans, so we were talking about this video we
Wow.
saw of Aaron Judge.
I was just going to compliment him saying he looks like a Met, but go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
How is a huge Met fan?
Yeah, you look like someone on the Mets. Well, I'll get to that in a second after you go ahead.
Yankee for life. But so there was a video of him hitting with Harold Reynolds, I believe it was, with like the MLB Network and all that. But he was talking about these fastballs in and like sinkers and stuff like that. If your hands, because he talked about when he was like early in his career, his hands were like kind of behind his head. So like he would turn his whole body and open his hip up to get to those inside pitches. And if your hands are just like basically kind of facing the pitcher, so that's where I kind of relax my hands. And I'm better when I'm relaxed in the box. So I would like rest. And then as soon as that pitcher comes set, my hands would come off the shoulder and my hands are facing the pitcher. So if my hands are facing the pitcher, the way I like to think about it is if they're facing the pitcher, you can get to those inside pitches easily. Well, a lot more easier than it would be if your hands are back behind your head. So that's the one thing I focus on. Kind of, as you can see right there, my I like to do like a 60-40 weight in my back leg, because 50-50 I kind of get stuck a little bit. So kind of like a 60-40, 70-30 weight in my back leg, but nothing too big mechanically wise.
Got it. Yeah, I do notice that you and Tyler, you guys both get forward more. You know, everyone has a different swing, right? But in terms of like weight distribution through your swing, you guys definitely have a forward move, which is fine. But
and the hands thing, it's just throwing your hands at the ball pretty much.
A little toe tap.
Yeah, swing reminds me a lot of Mark Vientos. Hello?
Mark Vientos, third baseman.
Yes, for the New York Mets. He's very, very good.
Yeah, he had a good year last year.
He did. He hit like 28 homers or something.
A little playoff run out of it.
He's
All right, let's go to
very
that
good.
2-1. So
Yeah, he's
after
pretty
that,
good.
He's not a bad player, yeah.
You were saying, you know, your fastball and adjust, but after that swing, you're definitely getting a breaking ball. You know, it's really hard from a pitcher's perspective to back that up after that.
Right there, left that one up. So that was.
Yeah, that's we call that a non-competitive pitch, right?
So now he went slider ball, fastball,
fastball away on the left.
3-1. Yeah, it's tough.
What's the score in the game at this point?
It's 2-1 them.
Oh, yeah. So he can't put you on here either.
Damn.
Yeah. So
So it's like you and you can't throw three. Like you're not throwing 3 breaking balls for a ball.
Well, knowing the score now in the situation, I really question that 2-1 pitch. Yeah,
I think
we had 2 runners on 2 outs. And I thought they were going to put me on because there was 2 outs. I mean, take your base anywhere. But I just think their thought process was not to put the other guy in.
Who hits third for you guys?
Winning run and scoring position.
His name is Gage Betrutz. He actually got hurt.
Gage.
He got the game-winning hit in this game and got hurt.
That's how you guys know.
Is he committed?
He's going out.
Where's he going?
Alabama.
Oh, okay. So that's the problem though. Is like you're like, oh, I don't want to pitch to Jordan. It's like, oh, okay. Well, this kid, I got another SEC kid behind him. It's like pick your poison.
Yeah, knowing the situation, I think looking at that slider pitch at 2-1, I probably would have just been like, if he hits the fastball, he hits it. At least
I like that
throw it around the
3-1
zone.
pitch though, like off the plate, and it's like, dude, like
fine,
you can't. Like, I'd much rather at that point when I'm behind 3-1,
not
I'm
give
putting
in.
you on,
Yeah,
and I'm getting
fine.
a new count.
Yeah, 2-1, I would have attacked him.
What's the difference? Like, I mean, that kid can obviously swing it. I mean, he hit the game winner. I don't want to face Jordan after that. The hack you took.
Yeah, but then so then the 3-1 fastball doesn't make total sense.
If it's off the plate, it does.
Oh yeah, off the plate.
Go back to where the
catcher
catcher
set up.
Let me see where that catcher set up. I mean, he's gonna set up late with a runner on second, but let's see where he's. Yeah, I mean, he's like low and away. Like, I mean, that I'm saying, like, if I'm the coach, it's like, hey man, if you're missing off the plate here, like, don't miss middle, right? Mm-hmm. So that's at least my perspective.
Yeah,
and
that makes
then
sense.
let's get the next kid, and obviously this kid.
Let's get the next kid going to Bama.
yeah, but let's pick your poison,
no,
right?
I'm not.
It's like playing the Monstars, apparently. The pitcher looks like he's got great stuff too. That's my point. Though, is like. I'm looking at it like if my out pitch is my breaking ball and I miss with my breaking ball over and over and over, I want to get out of this game throwing that breaking ball. Well, I lost my chance in this AB.
Yeah,
it's 3-1 count. I've missed 3 times with it. Jordan's obviously seeing both of them well. Let's take my chances with the next dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's throw a first pitch baseball. Maybe he rolls over one. Maybe I
Sure.
get a take, and
Yeah.
now I'm back in the driver's seat. But yeah, anyway, guys, I don't want to take too much more of your time. But thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for breaking that stuff down. It's that was a lot of fun.
I'll ask for one final question, I guess. Put you on the spot. Do you guys have any advice for like younger kids, whether they're 13, 14, that are, and it could be any advice. I'm talking about like recruiting advice. I'm talking about just baseball advice, life advice, whatever you got.
Yeah, I would say for me, there's a couple different ways you could obviously go with this, but I would say number one, if you really are interested in just kind of playing at the next level, wherever it may be, I would say the weight room is a huge component of that. I would say that kind of took me to where I am today. I mean, there's just a lot more things that you can get away with when you're hitting the weight room. And then also another thing that I've seen just with our teammates and kind of stuff like that is everyone kind of gets recruited at a different time, and there's a different process for everybody. Like it's not one shoe fits all. So I would say just put your head down and grind for the most part, and just kind of see where baseball is going to take you. I mean, it can really take you anywhere. You just got to trust the process. So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Ty, actually, like we had some offers out of middle school, and some of our teammates were committing, but we knew like we wanted to wait and stuff. So, and then once the new rule came along, it was kind of like, oh, now we have to wait. But like we said, like he said, just put your head down and grind. And first of all, just trust God and trust the process that he has for you and the plan that he has set out for you. Trust it. And just always put your head down and grind. Focus on the present, not the past. Like, if you get out, so what? It's the game. It's going to happen. Yeah, just focus on the present and just keep working hard and listen to your parents.
That's awesome.
I would just say don't get caught up with what other people are doing. At the end of the day, it's a personal business. So what other people are doing is great for them, but it may not be great for you. You kind of just have to learn your own body and learn your own strengths and struggles and things you can get away with doing and things you need to change or get better at.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And I'd like to also say just always thank your parents for what they've done for you, no matter what.
Speaking of parents, again, this is off the cuff. This is me. I have a little kid, and
You have two
little kids, but a boy. I have a little boy. And he's not basically he's a little kid, right? But seriously, guys, I literally am just in shock at the maturity and some of your comments and what you guys bring to the table. Really, like.